Well, joining me in the studio is Stacey Bivens from the DW U.S. election team. Stacey, now it's official. Joe Biden is president of the United States. What can we expect to come next?
Well, let's just all try to take it in for a moment. This is very exciting, and we've been waiting for several days to get a result. But let's make no mistake, this has been a historic run. Joe Biden seemed like an unlikely candidate. He was the oldest in the field of Democrats, and extremely white and old, and people are like, oh, we don't want this. We want something new and progressive. But here he is, the man who fits the moment, the man who's been talking about unity, bringing the country together, engaging in the international community. He's the man for the moment. And we've seen an end to the negative rhetoric and the purposeful division of the country. This is where we're headed.
That's right. You say he's an unlikely candidate, but in many ways he was also kind of seen as a Democratic insider going into this race. And it felt in some ways like we were almost seeing a repeat of 2016, where the polls had him really firmly ahead in the days coming up to this election, as they had for Hillary Clinton back then. We were expecting to see perhaps a landslide repudiation of Donald Trump's presidency. But we're now 4 days after the election. It really came down to the wire, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show a couple of things. First of all, the nation is very divided. These two candidates, Donald Trump and President-elect Joe Biden, could not be more diametrically opposed. And, you know, Donald Trump got, what, 70 million votes, and Joe Biden 74 million. So it was close. And so now it's up to Joe Biden as president to bring everyone together. And now we get to see how he goes about doing that. I mean, yes, people like to make comparisons to 2016, but let's be clear. When Trump was running against Hillary Clinton, both of them had extremely low favorability. People like Joe Biden. And so he's going to have to use his character. People voted for that. And stay true to his platform to move the country forward.
So do you think that likability, as you call it, is going to be something that will allow him to reach across the aisle to Republicans and to Trump voters, you know, who very badly wanted to see Donald Trump win this election and become president for a second term? We'll
see. I hope so. I think that character matters, and the fact that Donald Trump made fun of Joe Biden this whole election, talking about how he's been in Congress for 40 years. But you make connections with people, and most people on either side of the aisle say that Joe Biden is a man who he stands by his word. He's a man of strong character and strong conviction. And part of reaching out to other people and advancing agendas is being somebody that people can trust. I don't think most people trusted Donald Trump. He was able to bully his way and threaten people in order to get his way, but he didn't really connect with people on the other side of the aisle. And this is something that Joe Biden has promised that he will do. And throughout his entire career, if past his prologue, this is something that is part of who he is. So, yeah.
And I think it is fair to say that the country is more divided than we've ever seen. I want to get some reaction from the United States and bring in our correspondent, Sumi Somaskanda, who is standing by for us in